The desert was quiet, too quiet. The only sounds were the whispering winds brushing against the dunes and the soft crunch of my boots pressing into the sand. I had been walking for hours, scanning the endless golden waves for any sign of life or remnants of the ancient alien ruin. I had been assigned a survey. That was when I saw her. She was barely a silhouette against the blazing sun, crumpled on the side of a collapsed dune like a forgotten doll. I approached slowly, hand on my sidearm, just in case. She didn't move. Her skin was a strained bronze hue, cracked and dry, her lips pale, her eyes closed, and her clothes torn and stained with dust. Alien, but humanoid. She looked young, maybe in her 20s, if I judged by human standards. I crouched beside her, checking for breath. Still alive, but barely. I pulled the canteen from my belt and tipped it gently toward her mouth. At first, nothing. Then a slight twitch of her lips, and she drank in small, weak sips. Her eyes fluttered open. A soft golden color stared back at me, dazed and afraid. She tried to speak, but the words came out broken. No translator needed. Her body language said everything. She was scared. She was desperate. And she was alone. I didn't ask questions. I just lifted her carefully into my arms and began the long walk back to my outpost. She was light, like she had not eaten in days. Her head rested against my shoulder, and for a long while she didn't move at all. At the camp, I gave her water, wrapped her in my spare blanket, and offered her ration packs. She ate with trembling hands, chewing each bite slowly as if savoring something long forgotten. After she finished, she looked at me for a long time and finally said her first clear word. Thank you. That was all, but it was enough. Days passed. I learned her name was Allery. She came from a nomadic tribe that once thrived across the desert, but had been wiped out by raiders years ago. She had wandered alone ever since, hiding and surviving by instinct. I never asked why she had been in that dune half dead. She never offered. We didn't need to speak much. There was a rhythm between us, a quiet understanding. She helped me with small tasks, cleaned the equipment, cooked using strange herbs she gathered from the sand, and always watched me as if waiting for me to vanish. One night, I caught her staring at the stars. She looked sad, so I asked her, "Do you want to leave?" She turned to me slowly. Her voice was soft. "Where would I gee? I have nowhere left. You found me. Now I do not want to go." I nodded, unsure of what to say. The next morning I found her sleeping curled against my gear, like a stray animal that finally found shelter. I covered her with a blanket again and let her sleep. More weeks passed, and our routine became something almost like peace. She smiled more. She even laughed once when I fell over trying to fix the antenna on the comm tower. She took over my cooking and made it taste better than anything I'd had in months. And one day when I returned from scavenging old ruins, she ran to me and hugged me like I had been gone for years. She didn't say why. She didn't need to. From that moment I understood. She had chosen me. Not because she owed me. Not because I saved her. But because I gave her something she had not felt in a long time. Safety. Kindness. A place. I didn't speak about returning to Central Command. Didn't mention the ship that would pick me up in a month. Because part of me wasn't sure I wanted to go anymore. And I had a feeling if I did, I wouldn't be going alone. One evening, as the sun dipped below the dunes and the sky turned a soft violet, she sat beside me and took my hand. Her fingers were still rough from survival, but warm and certain. She didn't look at me when she spoke. I was nothing before you found me. You did not know who I was. Yet you fed me, gave me water, did not demand anything. I was just a creature in the sand. But you made me feel like I belonged. I looked at her. You do. She smiled, and for the first time she leaned her head on my shoulder. From then on, everything changed without words. We were partners. companions. She no longer waited to be asked. She moved through the camp as if it were hers. She cleaned my wounds after a fall, held my face when I had a fever, sang soft alien melodies when I could not sleep. I learned to speak a few of her words, and she learned mine. We had no plans for the future, just the desert and each other. Then one day the radio crackled to life. Evacuation orders. A rescue ship coming. I told her. She went silent and asked only one question. Do you want to leave? I hesitated. I looked at her. This place is nothing without you. She looked away. You will go, and I will remain. That's not what I said. Then what do you want? I took her hand. I want you to come with me. She looked stunned. I expected resistance, but her voice was steady. Then I will go, because wherever you are, that is where I will stay. The ship came. We left the desert together. No ceremony, no farewell, just the shifting sand behind us and the stars ahead. She sat beside me on the ship, her hand gripping mine tightly. And as we flew into the sky, I looked at her. She was no longer the creature I found dying in the dust. She was Allery, strong, gentle, and finally home, with me,